10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1.
Welcome. April every year sees the small town of Witney in Oxfordshire host a whole week dedicated to the music scene in West Oxfordshire. The Witney Music Festival, which sees events staged throughout the town from all backgrounds and genres of music, designed to serve and cater to all of the community. Most of the performers are local people from many different backgrounds, but with the addition of visiting artists who have connections with the town. The Witney Music Festival is open to any individual or group and seeks to cater for all types of musical interest and related arts.
I was inspired by the idea of getting a music festival going in Witney, and the idea of having lots of different venues rather than one big stage and so on. And also the thought that it was inspired by Stu Foster. When his sister died 6 years ago, a year later he thought it would be good to hold a festival in her memory, and I thought that's a great thing to do, isn't it? And especially as she was the sort of person that really enjoyed social life and all the Witney thing.
Witney Music Festival takes place in Witney. It is a small town 12 miles west of Oxford, the city famous for its historical buildings and universities.
My name's Pusa and I'm a singer-songwriter and I'm based in Witney.
Is there anything in particular you enjoyed this evening?
Well, I enjoyed listening to Hannah Young and Alice Messenger. I don't feel like when I go to play I hear that many female vocalists.
Right.
So it's quite nice to have a whole evening of female vocalists, and they all have brilliant tones in their voices, and then just playing was just like so fun. It was just so fun.
Witchwood School of Rock is a music school for kids. Although it is called the Witchwood School of Rock, we encourage all kinds of musical influences, whether it be rock, heavy metal, thrash metal, indie. If kids came along who are classically influenced, we'd invite them with open arms to the rock school. It is, like I say, all different musical tastes and skill levels. We have kids who come along who haven't played a musical instrument before but would love to, and the tutors would teach them from scratch. Or we do have children join who already play an instrument, maybe just in their bedroom at home or something, but they've never been in an environment where there's a band concept. And so we would teach them, we would encourage them to join bands, write their own music. We don't do covers at the School of Rock, but we'll do all we can to encourage them to develop their music and get gigs, and we'll get them out there gigging. Take Colour Change for Camouflage, for example, who you've seen over the last week or so at the festival. They're more now of a standalone band away from rock school, although they do come back and tutor, and we actively get them out there gigging, and it just helps them get tighter as a band and growing, so build a fan base as well.
Together, and then Easy came in.
Yeah, we met playing Guns N' Roses came to Witney, and two members of Guns N' Roses, the real ones, and that's where we met young Emily, and that was back in October. And then Will joined us in January, I think.
Something like that. It probably was a bit of a guesstimation, but it's really enriched them.
I think the Witney Music Festival is it's an amazing event. We were invited for the first time in 2010, and that was a great event. It was a lot smaller than last year. I think this year was 150 bands. So to be invited back again was a real honour for us. I think Derek and Stuart and his team, what they do, the months of work that goes into organising it is quite unbelievable, and then I think people coming to watch only see that week. They don't see all the work that's gone into it, so we're really proud to be involved with that, and just massive respect to Derek and Stuart and his team for what they've done, and you guys for covering the event. It's a really, really good event to be involved with, and hopefully next year it can be even bigger. I know they were hoping to have a big stage up on the Leas or something and get sort of a few thousand people down to watch the event. Unfortunately that didn't happen, but I think next year it could and should happen, because it's good for the town, good for the community, and it's a really, really good week of music.
How do you think the festival so far has turned out?
Really marvellous.
Yeah. With the weather, better than expected. It was fantastic. And obviously the festival's growing more and more every year. Yes, you excited about that? Yes, indeed. And do you think you'll be returning to next year's festival if you're going to make it? You are, yeah.
I'm going to repeat my answer, yes, if I ask myself. Yes.
And yourself? You
If I'm allowed, yes. If I'm going to have to, yes.
It's time, it's stopping me from doing these things. It's time, they're stopping me from pursuing my dreams. It's time, they're stopping me from reaching my goals. It's time, they're stopping me from showing you my soul. It's time, they're stopping me from doing these things. It's time, they're stopping me from pursuing my dreams. It's time, they're stopping.
Well, how do you feel being a part of the Witney Festival?
Yeah, it's cool. We're playing like a lot. Yeah, we played
about 5 times this week, if you like.
Yeah, something like that. So, yeah, it's really nice. It's really cool. There's like loads of bands here. I put on some nights down at Lil's anyway. We have like a regular club night we run the last Thursday of every month at Lil's. So I'm down here quite a lot and I see like loads of the bands and stuff like that. And there's like loads of music going on here. So it's really cool that someone actually gets off their bum and organises it all, and it's quite nice to have like public forums for it, like this kind of thing as well. So.
Back next year.
Yeah, I figure unless
have us back.
Yeah, if they'll have us back, and if none of us have had any kind of spinal tap-esque injury.
It seems to be getting bigger. It seems to be growing. It's fantastic that the artwork that the guys have done this year, it's got a load of coverage. It was in the Sunday Times last week. I know it's been in the Daily Mail, so it's got national coverage, not just local coverage. And it's really good to put more views on that.
Next year I think we'll have that much more credibility. We'll have more helpers because people have asked if they can be involved, people that are familiar with running festivals and so on, so that's really good. And so I think we'll be pushing the boundaries a bit more to get something bigger. Hopefully we'll be able to get a main stage with good capacity, and that would be our kind of dream, I suppose, as well as running things as they run at the moment. Witney's growing bigger and bigger, and you can easily lose that sense of community in a bigger town. We're 27,000 population now, I think. At that sort of size, you're beginning to lose touch, and it doesn't have the same good sort of social feel as Witney did, maybe even just 3 years ago, because of all the extra people that don't know and don't feel a part of that thing. So when you get the festival bringing people together, people can join in, people get to talk to each other, but they get to visit places they've not visited before. They generally get together a lot more, and actually, as far as I'm concerned, as much as I believe, it's building community in Witney, and that's what I love about it, because good community is actually, it's a strong community, brings a security and a the feel-good factor in Witney is just really good based on that background.